Helen Antoniou is on a mission to relieve animal suffering. Through her nonprofit organization, Cause for Paws, she is finding rescue dogs, loving families, and warm homes. And Helen joins me to chat all about it. Hi, Helen.
Hello, thank you for having me.
Thank you so much for joining me. What inspired you to start Cause for Paws?
So what really inspired me to start Cause for Paws? It was really accidental. I wasn't thinking, at the time when Cause for Paws was founded about 8 years ago. I wasn't thinking about starting a rescue, but I really, after rescuing my own dog from Greece, I saw a story of a dog that was living on a chain for 2 years of her life through social media. And this was a story that really touched me. So I decided to make it my own personal rescue mission, to go and fly over to Greece and rescue this dog that was abandoned and not being taken care of. So through that journey, I just saw the need in Greece during the time. There was an economic crisis. The stray population was out of control. Dogs were being dumped all over the place. And I just felt the need to do something about it. And that's really, that really brought forward, Cause for Paws. And sort of the rest is history.
This is such a beautiful initiative that you have going on. I know that you work with rescue partners in Greece, as well as Russia and Mexico and many other places. Tell us more about those partnerships and the lives of these dogs.
Yeah, so these are partnerships. When Cause for Paws was again co-founded, our primary focus at the time was to rescue dogs from Greece. And we still do. But over the last couple of years, we've developed some wonderful relationships, and we are working with international partners in places like Moscow, Ukraine, to help some of the dogs that are sitting in shelter environments for a number of years that will never be adopted. Seniors, special needs dogs, blind dogs, tripods. It's the same thing in Bahrain, in the Middle East. Unfortunate, a lot of the dogs there are just dumped. They're dumped in places like the desert. There aren't safe places for the dogs to go to. I think Bahrain has one shelter that is overpopulated and full. So again, you see some of the same themes across some of these places that we work with. Egypt is another place that we have a partnership with. Dogs from Mexico, dogs from Ontario, dogs from the US. So again, we've been able to expand over the last couple of years and develop these wonderful relationships to be able to help these dogs that have been waiting for families for such a long time.
What has been the most, I want to talk more a bit later about Cause for Paws, but so far, what has been the most memorable moment for you in being able to give these dogs a loving home and a safe home?
Yeah. I think that the most gratifying thing, based on my own experience, is seeing the families with the dogs, or seeing the dogs placed with their forever families. So, typically what happens is when we have dogs come over to Toronto, they're flown over. We typically have families, meet us at the airport, and just the excitement and the love that these families have for these dogs, and the welcoming. It's such a sense of gratitude, and it's why we do this, as well as, Cause for Paws is unique in the sense that we also do rescue mission trips. So, for instance, I was in Greece this July, and out, on the road, helping stray dogs, picking them up, getting them vetted, getting them into a safe situation until we can get them fully vetted for them to fly over. And we've done that too in the Middle East and Bahrain. So we're actually able to do these rescue mission trips where we actually are out, we're involved in rescuing the dogs. We're meeting with, our vet partners. We're meeting with the, our rescue partners. So, we're part of the rescue mission, from, and the dog's journey from the time that they're rescued to the time that they get to Toronto and they're placed with their family. And that's very, like I said, very, very gratifying.
Absolutely, because you're not only helping these dogs too, but in a way you're helping other families grow too with their new additions. So it's truly a beautiful initiative that you have.
Thank you.
So Helen, Cause for Paws has placed over 1,000 dogs in homes in the Toronto area for the past 8 years. What are some of the things that people should know to help a dog when they're transitioning into the home?
And that's a really good question. I think the most important thing to know is that it's a transition. These are dogs with histories sometimes that are unknown, right? So we don't know, where they necessarily have come from, what the past is, have they been abused? So it's really, really important. And one of the things that we stress with families are that, there is a transition period. It's really important to be patient and understanding of a dog, especially when they come into a new environment. Sometimes some of these dogs have never been in a home, so that takes a while for them to adjust. Sometimes they've lived on the street their whole life, or maybe they've been in a shelter. So that adjustment period, requires some patience. Cause for Paws is always available to provide families with support, whether it's some training tips and advice. But again, it's just, that transitional period is really important when you're welcoming a new member to the family.
And these are all things that you'll help families with as well.
Absolutely, yeah. And these are conversations that we have. We also do part of if you're going to adopt through Cause for Paws, we do a foster to adopt. So what that means is that you would it's like a trial period, right? So you'd have you have the dog come to you, and you're doing a little bit of a foster trial period for a couple of weeks to make sure it's a good fit for you and the family. And most of the time it always works out. But yeah, we do have those conversations and prepare families for what life is with a rescue dog.
What's really great about this initiative as well is that it's really a community effort. I know that you rely on the help of volunteers to run Cause for Paws. How many people are a part of the team?
So we have, and you're right. Rescue is all about the community, and it's about a community coming together. We work. Not only do we have rescue partners overseas, but we work with wonderful partners here. We have, our vet, Beaches Animal Hospital, McLean Animal Hospital, who works with our rescue and provides dogs the medical care that they need. We have volunteers that do transport, transporting dogs from homes or the airport to vet appointments or meeting greets. We have fosters. So these are people that would just be fostering the dogs. I have, a volunteer that does emails on a regular basis, use social media. So, there's maybe about 10 to 15 of us. And sometimes, volunteers come and go. But yeah, there's a lot of community, a lot of people that come together to make this initiative successful.
Yeah, it's a small but mighty team.
It's a small but mighty team. Yes, there's a couple of us that have been around, like myself and Sue Haslam, and we've been around for a number. Been around, really from the onset of Cause for Paws. But yes, yeah.
And what stages should people go to if they want to adopt a dog from Cause for Paws?
So all our dogs are posted on Pet Finder. So Pet Finder and most rescue organizations, if you're looking for a dog, that's a good avenue to explore. Most of the dogs, will be posted there. There's a bio of the dog, age, maybe the type of environment that they would do, best in. Should they be an only dog, right? Would they thrive being in a home with another dog? Could they be with children? Are they, are they nervous? So, there's a bio, age, if there's, special needs, if a dog requires, if special needs dog, that would be provided there as well too. There's an email address, and really it would just be, making contact with the rescue organization, send out an application. And then after that, we would engage in a conversation with the applicant. There's a home visit that we do, virtual home visits right now because of COVID. Right. We check references, and and then we'll do our best to match the dog with the appropriate family.
And what do you have going on now? What's next for Cause for Paws?
So we have just sort of finished we just finished our rescue mission in Greece. So we had our last volunteer that came back from Greece at the end of October with 4 wonderful dogs from different parts of Greece. We had a couple of dogs come from Patra. We had one come from Athens, one come from Thessaloniki, because we do work, all over Greece. So right now the main focus will be, finding some families. Some of those dogs went to families immediately. Some went into foster care. And then, we have dogs coming from the Middle East at the end of November. And we'll probably look at doing some fundraising around Christmas because we're a nonprofit organization. A lot of the expenses, especially these rescue mission trips, comes out of Cause for Paws, right? So it is something that we fund. We fund these trips 100%. The vetting for the dogs is something that we pay for. So we're going to really need to focus on some fundraising so we can be prepared for next year.
Helen, thank you so much for joining me on the show. It was really an honor to be able to tell people about this and what you have going.
Thank you. You're welcome. And please, we have we have a Facebook page, Cause for Paws Toronto. We're on you have social media as well too. We have an Instagram page. So, please, you can follow all our stories online, and happy to answer any questions.
Well, there you go. Go follow Cause for Paws right now on social media. To learn more about Cause for Paws, you can also head over to their website, c4ptoronto.com.